Bro, is his shirt off? What the fuck is going on? Had to click record as soon as
I won't pull my?
You gotta document that. You gotta.
I'll pull my dick out on stream, dude.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to MediaMelt, the show where we talk about the media that is supposed to melt our minds, or in the very least, tries to. I am, of course, your host, Dylan Strickland, and today let's talk about Snake Eyes G.I. Origins. Here with me, as always, is the big ball of fun himself, Kirby Kileski. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good right now. Yeah, doing good. Doing really good.
And Olympian hide and seeker Tanner Pieper is here also. How are you doing, Tanner?
Better than Kirby.
Oh.
Just going to give you guys a breakdown of how the show is going to go today. We are going to talk about G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, and then we will talk about G.I. Joe Retaliation before we talk about the new Snake Eyes movie. If you'd like to jump around, they all will be time-stamped in the description, so you can skip around to wherever you'd like to see. But let's start off with Kirby. What do you think of G.I. Joe, Rise of Cobra, man?
So I never remember seeing this one in theaters, but I do. I don't know why. I have it on DVD for some reason. But remembering the first time watching it, I thought as a kid, no real big opinions on movies or know anything about them, and I thought it was a good action flick, right? But the last time I watched it, I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago or something. It does not hold up at all. The action's just cringy. The writing's bad. I feel sorry for Dennis Quaid for being in that movie. He was just a wasted character in that movie. It is the movie that introduced me to Channing Tatum. I think I think that was his big startup movie. I might be wrong on that. What?
Jupiter Ascending,
Channing
Kirby.
Tatum's...
No.
21 Jump Street, Kirby.
No, G.I. Joe was what got him to those roles.
Yeah, I would.
It's
right?
not true. Step It Up is what got him there. Step It Up is what got him there.
Magic Mike.
That's right.
Anyways, Rise of Cobra, I mean, I guess it did its job of trying to do a live action version of a 80s Hasbro cartoon that a lot of people grew up watching, and in my opinion, I just don't think they should have made any sort of G.I. Joe live action movies. None of them hold up. They're just bad. But I mean, they're just not meant for me, I guess. But
Kirby, have you ever liked any movie that we reviewed on this channel?
Yeah, no, I have. I do. I mean,
what movie? Name
every
one.
time you're on the show with Tanner,
all right, name one.
Name
one. Okay. What show? All right, which ones were you on? Which
he liked Space Jam. He liked Space Jam.
No, get the fuck out of here.
The Conjuring. Do you like
the first one?
Yeah, no, okay, the first one, yeah, The Conjuring I liked. Quiet Place I liked.
Yeah. Okay.
Cruella was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you would have shit on Cruella. I didn't even watch the movie yet, so
pretty good.
And I guess the casting was just off for me, especially since they had what's his name? Give me a second. What the guy from not American Pie, but the Scary movies.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah, the
he's also in Haunted House.
Is he? Give me a second. Marlon Wayans? What?
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans. It didn't fit him. The role didn't fit him.
Really?
The dude from so if you don't know who he is, he's the guy from.
I know who he is. I just forgot that he was in this movie.
Yeah, he's the counterpart with Channing Tatum, and it did not fit for me. He's a good comedian, and he was great in Scary Movie and all the different ones like that, but he's just, to me, misses on the trying to be serious action movie. It's just
really
bad.
I think he kind of did pretty good.
No,
Wow.
No, it was not. And
Kirby. That's all I hear is just
just shitting on every movie.
Every single time it cuts to, dude, I swear I need to make a compilation because every time I hear Kirby, all I hear is it's
not good.
I didn't like it. I need to make a compilation of all your sighs because I think you just it's amazing.
Go ahead.
If they would have had a couple of better casting choices with Rise of Cobra and a little bit better of a story written for it, I think it would have been way better. I mean, the story that they had with it was all right, but the overall just arc of it was bad. And then whenever it picked up in Retaliation, they just kind of chucked all the main characters out the window, more or less. Anyway, yeah.
What about you, Tanner? What do you think of Rise of Cobra?
I don't know.
$10 says it's a better opinion than mine.
11-year-old me, I think I watched it in theaters. Definitely the biggest takeaway from the movie was that I thought Snake Eyes was cool. Because Snake Eyes is always... Are you joking? Snake Eyes is the coolest character.
Oh, bro, in this movie, he's got that weird costume, like...
It's like it looks like a morph suit. I don't know. It's like
it does.
I wrote down.
Yeah, he has like black lips.
Yeah, this.
Oh, I did not like that. I didn't like that.
He looks like one of those punching bags at the gym. That's like the dude with like just the face.
The bob. It's the bob.
Yeah. It's so weird. Why does he look like that? Like
I don't know why they. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe I forgot.
So Tanner, was it a good movie? Or was
actually. They're really ahead of their time because
oh my god,
I think Rise of Cobra is already did what Fast and Furious is getting to.
I agree.
I think they were ahead of their time in terms of casting choices and lack of plot. They were really advanced. I don't know
It's utterly nonsensical.
It's amazing to me how it could be so how it is.
It's almost like you guys know like Batman and Robin, how like the director's like, no, this movie was made to sell toys or whatever.
Yeah, that's
like
what it feels like.
It is like with the jetpack scene. I don't know if you guys remember this, but
yeah, with like the super mech suits or whatever, and they're running through Paris.
Well, no, not even that. There's like a scene with what's her name, the Baroness, and she like has a jetpack. Or no, she gets picked up by what's his name?
Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow, yeah. And he has a jetpack, and he flies by and picks her up, and then they like swoop into this ship, and it's like it just looks so ridiculous. Like nothing in this movie looks good. I don't think any of the costumes look good. Like, I mean, they look good if you're like a 13-year-old boy, and you're like, God, I really like women or whatever, but like they don't look good in any other sense. Like I don't know, man. I don't know, but I do agree with you, Tanner, that like they were ahead of their time with just like how ridiculous it is. Like especially in this one. In this one, it's really ridiculous.
When was it? 2009?
2009, yeah.
Yeah.
What came out that year? I don't even know what movies came out that year.
Also, did you guys notice that the G.I. Joes are basically just like Team America?
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Like at one point they get banned from France. Like every single one of them, like everyone on the team is permanently banned from France. And then they're just like, nah, fuck it. We're going to go and do whatever we wanted to do anyway.
Terrorists. Oh, wow. A lot of like top tier movies came out in 2009. Up. Avatar.
I thought you were going to be joking.
No, well, okay. Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs, X-Men: Origins Wolverine,
G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra.
Yeah.
But look,
Paul Blart Mall Cop.
There's just
okay. Don't say anything about Paul Blart Mall Cop.
There's just so many. Like, I don't think. I think Channing Tatum is a pretty good actor now.
Yeah.
But I don't think at the time he's he was as great.
Right, Kirby, stop. Hold on.
No.
Stop right there. Don't pause on your sentence. Kirby, you don't think Channing Tatum is a good actor? No.
Back in 2009? Hell no.
No, I think you're saying back then. I think Channing Tatum's a decent actor now, but I think when this movie came out, he wasn't quite there yet. There's something so funny to me about when so the whole thing with Duke's character is that he has found out, like, he's like, oh, okay, well, like, I love the Baroness, but she's not into me because I accidentally, like, didn't bring her brother back from the war or whatever, right? And then it's like a twist where it's like, oh my God, the brother's actually alive, right? And when he finds out the brother's alive and is the bad guy who's been like plotting everything all along,
It's what's his name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, dude.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
really?
yeah, it's Joseph
I should have watched
Gordon-Levitt as
this
the
movie.
brother.
I should have rewatched it. That sounds so funny.
It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and it's the funniest thing ever because when I found out he was the brother, I was like, "Oh my God, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is criminally undercast in this film." I was like, "He's such a better actor than he should."
Why did he take that?
And then like it gets to the end, and it's like, "No, actually, I was the bad guy all along." It's like, what the fuck? Like I was like, oh my God. I was like, okay, that made up for the fact that I thought it was undercast because he's actually just playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
But Channing Tatum's reaction when he finds out that Joseph Gordon-Levitt is still alive is so funny to me because he's like strapped into this thing, right? And then Joseph Gordon-Levitt swings around and tells him, hey, it's me. I'm the brother. And he just goes, you son of a bitch! He just yells it, bro.
God,
Like,
hold on. Hold on. I gotta go search this up.
He's not even like, he doesn't even try. Like, there's no remorse. There's no like, oh my God, you're still alive? He's just like, you son of a bitch! Like, he's not even shocked.
Duke death. God damn, spoilers. Hold on.
Have you not seen the second one?
No, does he die? What
Yeah,
the
dude,
fuck?
that's like in the first
Are
5
you-
minutes.
You guys are like the
Oh, do they
first
kill him
10
off? Do they
minutes.
kill him off? Do they kill him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kill him. We'll
They
talk
kill
about
him.
it.
Isn't that like the main guy? Isn't like the main Joe dude? Isn't that him?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no. Apparently, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But-
Oh, you know what? I'm actually tripping. I think I have seen the second one, and I remember him dying.
Kirby, do you
Yes.
remember, or both of y'all, do y'all remember the scene where in this first film, Cobra sends drills into the G.I. Joe base and they puncture
Oh
through
my
the wall
God.
and they get in and there's no alarms going off, like nothing happens
Yeah, no, they just walk in and
on this
then-
heavily militarized base. They shoot rockets into the concrete wall, get all the way through into the base, no alarms go off. And then it takes the general to turn the alarm on in his office after they've already gotten away with everything. And then once
Mhm.
the alarm goes off, it's an iPhone alarm.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's literally the
can't
same
find the video,
soundbite that iPhones use to like wake you up in the morning.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's bad. It's bad.
But I will say, yes, most of it is not stellar. But that car chase scene when they're in the suits, I think it's actually pretty fun.
No.
I think it's
No.
actually a pretty fun
No.
car chase
I
scene.
haven't seen it.
It's
I do think that the film doesn't do Snake Eyes any favors. I think he's really like he has the characterization that they give him. I really don't care. Like it didn't work for me because it's just like flashbacks to when he was a child, but you're like, I have no idea who this is. Like the director was like, I expect you to know like who G.I. Joe is. So if
well,
like
I mean, G.I. Joe, it's not meant for our generation. It's meant for the generation before us. And when they went to go see it in theaters, they were like, "Oh, holy shit! It's Snake Eyes, and it's the General, and it's the Baroness, and Storm Shadow, and all that."
I know, but
So
you're
it's
selling
meant for them.
toys. Like you're not selling the toys to adults. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might like Hot Toys and stuff, but I'm saying like this movie clearly has like toy moments. Like you're like, oh, I'm a kid and I want to buy the Duke toy or whatever. But it's not like it gives you any reason to like Snake Eyes unless you're Tanner, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I took away from it. So maybe they did a good job.
But do you guys have anything else you'd like to say about the first one? Can we move into Retaliation?
They shouldn't have made it.
Congratulations on making it.
Congratulations, Kirby. You have that opinion about every film ever. They shouldn't have made it.
I do love film, right? Like what you know what I just watched today?
Casablanca.
I swear to God.
No, actually no. Now that you say that, I do want to go watch
That's what I thought you
Casablanca
were gonna
now.
say, Casablanca.
No, it wasn't Casablanca. Fuck, it should have been Casablanca. But no, it was Joker. That movie's fucking phenomenal. Okay.
Red flag. Red flag.
What do you
I
mean
say
red
it's
flag?
slightly better than
Red
average.
flag.
Get the hell out of Joaquin Phoenix literally won an Oscar for his performance.
It should have been Adam Driver.
Get the fuck out of here.
Should have been Adam Driver for Marriage Story.
No, for Marriage Story?
Yes,
No.
absolutely.
They're both really
No.
good.
Get out of here.
Absolutely. Okay, but that's irrelevant. Let's move into Retaliation. Tanner, you're saying you kind of remember it now. Do you think you liked it?
I remember them climbing in the
well.
high mountains. Were they in like a
Yeah. Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, they have a battle off like the side of a cliff with like
I forgot about that.
That's all I remember.
or it's not actually Storm Shadow that they're fighting with. They're fighting like Storm Shadow's goons, and Storm Shadow is in like a body bag because they like capture Storm Shadow. It's really kind of ridiculous.
Oh. Yeah, that's the only part of the movie I remember. I don't
And Duke
remember
dying?
anything else. Yeah. I didn't remember Duke dying until it blasted back in my mind.
What about you, Kirby? What are your thoughts on Retaliation?
You know, going into this movie, I remember watching this one in theaters. Going into this, I thought to myself, walking in, okay, it's a reboot. It's got The Rock in it. It can't be worse. All right, it's a continuation, reboot, whatever you want to call it. It's
soft, it's a soft reboot.
It can't be any worse than the first one. No, I swear to God, it's worse writing, and I mean, it's, to be honest, this was not anywhere near what The Rock could do for acting. Okay. He could do so much better. Like, his acting in this movie was so fucking dry, and he was just in it because they needed a big fucking dude.
I thought he did pretty good, actually. I was like, out of everything in this movie, I agree with you, by the way. I think this one's worse, but not by much.
Thank you.
But out of everything in this movie, I think The Rock actually is like a shining star in it.
No, the only thing I remember from this movie is the president, and I can't remember his name, like the actor's name. He was in Game of Thrones. I loved him in Game of Thrones.
He's in Two Popes, dude. That movie's fantastic.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
But like the actor himself, he's a pretty good actor, and that's the only main thing I remember from this movie is him. And it's not even him; it's like a goon of Cobra or something that's in the place of the president. And it's this movie. It's bad. It's so bad.
Do y'all know who this movie was written by?
John Im-Chu, right? That's who directed it.
It was written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick.
What the hell is that?
They are the writers of Zombieland.
How?
I don't know. What's such a weird career?
How do you go from Zombieland to G.I. Joe Retaliation?
Isn't that like within a year too? Didn't Zombieland come out like in 2008?
Yeah. Well, okay.
They were hot off Zombieland.
Here's my thoughts on Retaliation. So I think the costume design.
Oh my no! Zombieland came out 2009. It came out 2009.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, here's my thoughts on Retaliation.
So Zombieland, I really think.
I was like, all right,
Tanner. What did you think of Woody Harrelson's performance in Zombieland? What did you take away from that?
No, absolutely not. Okay. So, so my thoughts on Retaliation is I think that the costume design in this movie is so much better. Snake Eyes doesn't have lips, and this is actually my favorite Snake Eyes look. Like, I think he looks like, if I were to say that Snake Eyes looks badass, I would say it was in this one. And I also love the way that Storm Shadow looks in this. It's shot
played by the same people too.
Yeah, it's shot a little bit better, and it seems a bit more like grounded. But I think that like the grounded take is like actually not better, if I'm honest, because like I kind of like the goofy, like ridiculousness of the first one. And this one takes all that goofy ridiculousness and says, yeah, we're kind of in the same world, but we're not goofy and ridiculous anymore. That makes sense? And I was like, I don't know if I like that because it's less fun.
Well, and that didn't have like anyone from the original cast. Was Dennis Quaid in this one?
So no, literally not one single person from the first movie is in this movie besides Channing Tatum, and they kill him in the first 15 minutes of the film.
No, that's not true. The people who play Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes are both in this
movie.
movie.
Yeah. Well, Snake Eyes, you never see his face, so it doesn't really matter. But Storm Shadow, yeah, he's seen too. And there's one shot of Cobra Commander where his like helmet comes off, and you're looking at him, and you're just like, that is just not Joseph Gordon-Levitt. at all. Like that's just not him, dude. Like that's just simply put
God.
not him. Oh, and I guess the president is the same too, as well as Zartan. So a lot of the bad guys are the same, but like the main team, the main squad is just not the same people at all.
No.
What's weird is like this film has so many logic problems.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember there were so many plot holes, or not plot holes, just like, all right, what you have to almost double take watching it.
It's like why? Like there's so many things like if you watch these back to back, which I did, like that doesn't make sense. So for instance, in the first one, the president gets captured and then Cobra Commander gets captured, right?
Mhm.
So like the president then gets like imitated and they're like, oh, who's the president now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in this one, they clearly state, they go up to the president and they're like, where is Cobra Commander being imprisoned? And it's like, how would he know where Cobra Commander was being imprisoned? Because you captured him before Cobra Commander was imprisoned.
Hmm.
So it's literally not possible for him to know where Cobra Commander's at. I was just like, why don't they just say like now he knows where he's at because he's president? And then there's also like, I don't know, like when the base blows up and Duke dies and everybody dies and The Rock is like, the only person I trust right now is Snake Eyes. And then he goes to like his hometown or whatever, and he's like, no, we can trust Snoop. He's a good guy. I'm like, what the fuck? You just said you couldn't trust anybody but Snake Eyes. And he gives him his car. His friend gives him his car. It's so weird. Like, I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then they blow up London. Like,
I don't even remember that.
They fucking blow up London. Like the entire city. I just
This movie doubled its budget.
I know, but it also
did it?
made quite a bit of money. Like I was surprised we didn't get a sequel to this movie. Honestly, I was
Yeah,
looking at the
they were
box office.
supposed to be for like a long
So-
time.
I've looked into it, or not into it, but the reason why like a lot of movies or sequels of movies will make a lot of money and then there's just nothing else after them is mostly because of merchandise, right? So like take for example like the National Treasure movies. The second one did amazingly at the box office, and everyone was on board for a third one, but Disney said no because none of the merchandise or toys or anything like that was selling. So it might be because of that.
I mean, maybe, but I don't understand. Like, who's gonna buy a National Treasure toy? You know what I'm saying? Like, that might be it though, because
Kirby,
G.I.
you
Joe
see
is
it
like a
like
toy
National
thing.
Treasure.
Do what, Tanner?
Said Kirby, if you about to say that you have like a National Treasure Nicolas Cage action figure, I will freak out,
Like of him, like with his hand in the rock.
and I'll buy it from you.
No, I didn't have that, but I remember having like one of the. I think I had like the glasses.
The bifolds.
Yeah, like the bifocals where you could like lever the lenses or whatever. I remember having like a toy of that.
Also,
Maybe you said the real thing.
for some reason, Bruce Willis is in Retaliation.
Wait,
Yeah, he's the face of the poster.
is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in the movie, and he's like one of the head like original Joes apparently, and his entire house is basically just artillery camp. Like he has a fucking tank in his garage.
Oh my god, it is.
Yeah. No, and
I don't remember Bruce Willis being in this.
it's just just ridiculous. Like it's so ridiculous.
Hey, Dwayne Johnson was nominated for the 2014 Kid Choice Awards for favorite male butt kicker for this movie.
I mean, he does kick some ass, but it's not like kicking. I don't know.
That's probably why he didn't win. He was just nominated.
It's just not. There's something missing about it. But I can't tell if it's the logic problems or the fact that it's just it takes itself way too seriously.
So I was looking up the cast for Retaliation, and apparently the guy who plays Snake Eyes in Retaliation is the same guy who did it for The Rise of Cobra.
Park.
Yeah, I didn't know it was Ray Park.
Yeah.
Ray Park.
Darth Maul himself.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't know that's Darth Maul.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's not really relevant because you would never know. You would just really never know.
I just thought that was a little cool little thing. I mean,
Also, I know you guys
know.
probably don't remember this, but the Zartan twist where it's actually Zartan who killed the master, and then Storm Shadow ends up like fighting with Snake Eyes and the rest of the Joes. It's so dumb. Like I thought it was one of the stupidest twists I've ever seen. Like
you're gonna have to go in more detail on this one, bud.
okay, so I don't know if you remember this, but the reason that Snake Eyes doesn't speak is because his master was killed, and then he made a vow. Again after my master was killed. Well, it was assumed that Storm Shadow was the one who killed the master, but then it's revealed in this movie that it was Zartan, the guy who's posing as the president.
Yeah.
And it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like he it's first of all, it looks terrible. Like it looks horrible. It's this dude and like it's like this really old looking dude, and then they rip off like this makeup, and it's like, oh, it was Zartan who killed him, and you're like supposed to be like, how could this twist be happening? Oh my god! But literally, it was the worst twist ever, and it didn't have any. I don't know. They lost me, but they gained me back when they blew up London because I was like, holy shit, they actually blew up London. It was crazy. Like
I feel like you're just a fanboy for action.
No, but because I was like, okay, in the first one, they get rid of the Eiffel Tower or whatever, and then they blow up like one of the most prominent cities in the world, and I was like, holy shit, they actually took that risk and like just blew it up.
How did they blow it up? Like actually, the whole thing exploded.
And wow, the explosion is insane. Like the entire city crumbled. It's not even like no one remains. And it's funny to me at the end of the movie, they're like getting medals and shit. They're like, you've done a great deed for your service.
The entirety of London is dead.
London is dead. Like everybody who was living there is fucking toast. Like honestly, you should look it up and watch like the clip, like because it's ridiculous. Like what happens to London. It's insane. Let's go ahead and move into G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes Origins, whatever the fuck it's called. Kirby, what are your thoughts on Snake Eyes?
Snake Eye Joe.
Snake Eye G.I. Joe. So the main character of this movie is not Snake Eyes. The main plot of the character 100% is Storm Shadow. Okay? Like he's the one who gets wronged here in the entire movie. He's the one that you should feel sympathy for. Because
what are you saying?
Because Snake Eyes, or not Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow offers his home to Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is like, oh yeah, no, I'll come in. Oh, and while you're being nice to me, I'm gonna go behind your back, steal the shiny rock, and give it to the Yakuza to where they can come and destroy your home. Thanks! And Snake Eyes, or not Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow goes after Snake Eyes and tries to kill him. And I was like, all right, yeah, kill fucking Snake Eyes. He's a dick. And I'm 100% Storm Shadow in this movie.
I don't disagree with you that Snake Eyes is a dick in this movie, but I think Storm Shadow's a bigger dick.
No, because Storm Shadow comes back and tries to...
Actually, I think they're the same amount of dick.
No. Storm Shadow comes back, defends his village, and then while he's defending his village, he uses the Sunstone, and then he's like, and then his clan is like, no, since you use the Sunstone protecting our village, no, you have to get out. But Snake Eyes, since you gave the Sunstone to the Yakuza and they killed almost every single living person in the village, no, we're gonna welcome you with open arms. Oh, by the way, here's a nice, cool set of armor.
I kind of think you're touching on a good point there, Kirby, because he was kind of he wasn't a dick, but he kind of ruined everybody's life.
Yeah, no, he came in, wrecked shop for a innocent guy that was trying to wrap up family business, more or less, did wrong by that guy, and got treated well for it. That's the plot of Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. Don't go spend your money even on a matinee price. That's the plot of it. A guy does wrong by a family do-gooder and gets rewarded for it.
You think family do-gooder? I don't know. Tanner, why do you think they're both dicks? Why do you think they're both assholes?
Well, Snake Eyes is just kind of like, I don't know, Snake Eyes is just kind of mean to everybody. I don't know, he just comes off as a mean person. And I think it's just like his like aggression or whatever. Like his whole backstory is him like setting up his revenge, and he's just angry and he just wants to get revenge, and that's like the whole movie. and then you find out that he's actually working for the Yakuza, so you don't really like him then. And I feel like they take it too far. How far he like the bad stuff that he actually does, it just goes a little too far. Like
Yeah.
people get killed because of him. Yeah, like people get killed because of him. Like a lot of people.
And there's no consequences to show for it.
You're right. No one brought him to justice.
No, yeah. In fact, he does. He's the reason everyone dies in this movie.
Yeah, I don't think anyone dies if Snake Eyes doesn't steal the stone.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, no, Snake Eyes is the sole villain of this movie. He's not the protagonist, he's the antagonist.
So you didn't like it, right, Kirby?
Do I have to actually answer that question?
No. That is an answer in itself. Tanner, did you like it?
This might be like the first time on the podcast that I don't like. I'll watch it. Like I don't.
It wasn't
hate
for
it.
you.
I feel like it could have been better. It just could have been better.
If I'm being honest, I just think it's probably one of the most generic stories I've ever heard.
You're right. It's
like everything that's about to happen, but it's weird because like the beginning is paced super quickly. Like a lot of things, at least for me, happened in the first 20 minutes like ridiculously fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like one, you have to buy the fact that he trusts this guy that he's never met before just because he saved his life or whatever. And then two, you have to buy the fact that like Snake Eyes can somehow, like without any training that we know of, is like never lost a fight, right? Because they say that they're like, you never lose a fight and then you move to the next town. So it's like, how does he know how to fight so well? How is he fighting Yakuza members?
Like how did he even get trained in the first place? Like by what?
Yeah, it just like it all happens so fast. And I'm glad, and I think it happens, no, I'm not glad. And I think it happens so fast so you don't think about it, because if you think about it for like maybe a minute or two, it all just falls apart. Like there's not a single aspect of this movie where I think I like couldn't think about it and then it instantly just falls apart. Mm-hmm. So like I didn't hate it, but I would say it's a little below average, if I'm honest.
And it's kind of underwhelming. I don't know. Parts that are really underwhelming.
And like my rating of it, if I knew what I was getting into, I wouldn't pay to go see this movie in theaters. And I probably wouldn't even watch it if it was just like on TV or something, right? Like I would be happier in life not ever have watched this movie.
The movie made your life worse?
No. No, not that. I just think I could have
watching it made you
I don't think I needed to waste my time to watch it.
I
don't know.
I mean, am I wrong?
It was worth it to me to see Snake Eyes the character. I would have been doing my young self.
Did a pretty good job.
The only thing that this movie has going for it is what it tried to do, right? Like it's trying to set up its own universe. Okay, because you get a little bit of the Baroness and what's her name with the crossbows. And like if this movie does have potential sequels in the future, I mean they could make like their own universe of it, but I mean everybody's trying to make their own universe of movies these days.
Tanner, did you think that the story was generic as hell too?
Dude, yes. Like there's different stories going on, but it just feels like I feel like I could have wrote this movie. Like it feels like I could have wrote this movie. I think it's the same amount of story as I keep saying this shit. Fast and Furious movie. It has the same amount of story, but it's just the way that I don't know there's something missing from this movie and I don't know what it is.
It's not fun. Like, I mean, some of the action scenes are pretty engaging. Like, and I thought the snake thing was kind of fun.
The snake, yeah, but they just jump scared me. It kind of made me upset how scared they made me when I got jump scared. It made me.
It was kind of scary, actually.
The when he first got in there.
Now you're just pissing me off. Like you get scared by someone and you get mad at them for a second, like if they're like making fun of you. Like that's how I felt. Like I felt like they were making fun of me.
I thought the scare was actually delivered pretty well because it actually, like, the tension was built well there. Like,
Yeah,
there
no,
are some scenes
it was
where it's
actually
like,
really
oh,
good.
I could see like this actually being pretty decent, but it just comes off as so generic, and I don't know why.
Mhm.
I think it's because every story point you kind of know where it's going. Like, were any of you surprised that the dude was working for Cobra that killed his dad?
Hell no. I
Like,
thought he was Cobra at first. I didn't think he was Yakuza.
I just
I felt like they were like treating the story like it was more than it was. Like I don't know, like he was like, I work for Cobra. Like I feel like that wasn't. I thought that was like implied. Like I don't know. Like I don't.
unaffected. Like, I don't know. Like,
And also, there's no like. I judge a movie like at least an action movie by its like rewatchability of not the whole movie, but of me going to YouTube and looking up the scene that I just watched. Like be like Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Like road fighting scene, just to watch like a 3 minute like fun clip,
Yeah.
just to be like, oh yeah, I remember when this shit happened. But there's nothing that really happens. Like no piece of action in this movie happens. That's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Also, complete missed opportunity, or at least it kind of bothered me that they market the shit out of his suit in this for the trailers.
yeah.
and
Don't
stuff.
even get me started, bro.
That part also like almost pissed me off. Honestly, like in the trailer, there's no need to sit for like the mid-credit scene after the credits. You just watch the fucking trailer, then you see it.
Yeah.
For the last 2 shots of the film, it's we see Snake Eyes.
And they showed it
suit
to us in the
at the
trailer.
end.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
And it's like,
and,
yeah.
and I mean, to me, I didn't need to see his suit at all through the movie because I mean, it's a Snake Eyes origin, right? So he's
Mhm.
becoming what we would know as Snake Eyes. So he doesn't
Yeah,
need the
like, don't
suit.
even
the
show
entire-
the suit. Like you don't even
Yeah.
need to show the suit.
And then they just had the entire scene of Storm Shadow and the Baroness with the flight at the end. Like they
It's like, okay,
They-
listen. Here's my thing with this. If you're gonna have the suit, and it's not just gonna be like, if it's gonna be like a teaser for the next movie that it kind of was, make that the post-credit scene, right?
Mhm.
But if you're gonna have the suit, don't market the movie as, oh, we're gonna have
Yeah.
the suit, and then not even have it for the last battle. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
do like a
that's what I
superhero
figured.
movie.
Was
Like,
it's going to be in the last battle. I was like, that's what they're setting up. Like,
every I mean, you see it like halfway through the film and you're like, oh, that's gonna be cool when they all team up together and fight the bad guy and he's like finally got his Snake Eyes suit. But no, they don't even do that. They just throw it on him at the end for whatever reason.
and
like,
it's
it's
like
not-
not even explained why it looks the way it does, like whose suit it is. Like,
Or why they're giving it to him.
yeah,
It's
go
because
find
he
him, get this high-tech suit.
it's because he killed everyone in the village and they said attaboy.
He is all their problems, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna give this suit to him that's supposedly one of our highest. I don't know. It really
So can we all agree on a couple things here? One, this movie is the most generic movie we have seen in a really long time and possibly the most generic movie we've ever seen.
I don't know if
And
I
then-
agree with that.
Okay. Well then two, Snake Eyes is the villain of the movie.
I don't know if he's the villain because clearly the Cobra is the villain, but I would say he's not a good person, like in the movie at all.
Okay.
I feel like there's way too much of our main character messing up versus Cobra messing up. Because Cobra messes up when they kill his dad. What the fuck does Cobra do else the entire movie that's bad?
They say, "Oh, Cobra's a terrorist organization and they killed a bunch of people," but that was off screen and you didn't see it.
And they
'cause it
don't
happened
show-
before the
Yeah,
film.
But we see our main character causing the deaths of many innocents.
Of
It's
London.
London
God.
exploding. It's like I feel like they didn't give us enough like recovery for Henry Golding's character for me to like him. Like I
Yeah.
like Storm Shadow a lot more. I feel like I sympathize with Storm Shadow a lot more in this movie than
It's like,
anybody else.
honestly, I don't feel like Henry Golding's character is a better person at the end of this movie.
No.
No,
I
in
really
fact,
learned
he's
anything.
he's more of a douche than he was at the beginning.
I don't know about that, but I'm saying like,
Well, because he's more
He's
in
a murderer,
position.
you mean?
Well, yeah, and then he's in a position of more power than he was at the beginning of the film, without any consequences to have happened to him in the film.
yeah, I don't know, and it sucks because I kind of really like his performance. Like I like what he was putting out there. I just don't think that like the script was enough to support him. Does that make sense? Like I don't think he did a bad job acting it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and he's got enough charisma to be like the main guy, like the cool, like
Yeah, like
he looks good in his suit. Like he
Mhm.
looks good. Like
he was
he's a
super
dope dude.
likable. It just was like if you think about it for a second, he's like awful. Like he's
Mhm.
terrible.
Literally, and I never do this. Usually when I'm watching a movie, I'm like super invested. I'm like not thinking about plot points and shit like that. I'm
Yeah.
like whatever. But when he like found out like when he found his dad's killer and then he was like, wait, like you didn't actually like Cobra kill them, and then he was just like let him go. I was just like, wait, so like this isn't like a character arcing moment. Like this isn't like a moment where you realize that you've like he never has a moment where he realized that he was doing the wrong thing. He was just like, I don't really want to do this anymore.
No, it's not even that. He goes,
Like,
oh, Cobra's the one who killed my parents. Now I want vengeance on Cobra. So he like goes
Well, yeah.
from, oh, I should get this vengeance to, oh, I should get this vengeance.
yeah, like he doesn't. It's not usually when there's like a vengeance arc. It's like I don't need this vengeance.
Yeah.
Or it's resolved.
Yeah, or it's vengeanized.
Or
Yeah.
if you are going to play like the, I need the vengeance, do it like a, well, I won't say who or what. So, I mean, minor spoilers for Loki. Do it like Loki, where it's like, okay, they didn't change and that's like a character beat. Do you know what I'm saying? Or it's like,
Yeah.
that's the villain, or you know what I'm saying? But this isn't the villain. This is our protagonist. This is the hero of the story. We want him to like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
be better.
Yeah. Like,
You're
it
right.
really
He like,
bothered
doesn't
me.
change. His motives don't change at all. It's just who his motives are for changes.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
just and they expect just because Cobra's the bad guy for us to feel like that is like good enough for him.
Yeah, and you're
us to
right. They
like
don't
him.
really give us enough for Cobra to be the bad guy, besides like, oh, Cobra is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
Cobra.
Because even what's his name, fucking Starscream or whatever, fucking joins
Storm
Cobra at the end of
Shadow?
the movie.
Storm Shadow.
Storm Shadow joins Cobra at the end of the movie. So then you're like, okay, well, this guy wasn't necessarily a bad guy, so clearly, like, they're not bad enough. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's like that was their moment of them like they were like, if we put Snake Eyes in the costume, we'll be like, he's badass, we like him. If we put Storm Shadow with the bad guy, we won't like him anymore. Like it's literally like a
and there's things like there's just so many logic issues. Like, why didn't the head security lady see that he knocked down that tower blocking her? You know what I'm saying? Or when all the cars are lined up on this big truck, and then Storm Shadow looks at Snake Eyes, and he's like, this is a really bad idea. And I was just left wondering, you know what else is a really bad idea? For this driver to leave the keys in the car on top of this thing. I was like, what is going on in this movie? Like, just if you have a brain and you think about it, there's just so many holes. At least
and the
for
magic
me.
is completely out of place. Why did the magic was so out of left field? And I don't mind it that much, but it was very
Because they went for such a real take. Like, it's not goofy.
No.
I mean, the goofiest thing before the magic is the snakes, because you're like, okay, a snake could never get this big ever. Period.
Yeah, they said giant anacondas. There's no such thing as fucking giant anacondas.
They're just anacondas that are big.
Yeah, it's just anacondas.
Yeah.
I thought the anacondas was like, okay, no, we'll talk about it later, actually, because you're gonna ask that
What
question.
you would say? No, go ahead.
Oh, because you're gonna ask what's our favorite part of the movie, right?
Oh,
Later,
okay,
and I'll
okay,
just
okay.
say
Well,
it then.
But I don't know. It's just like the story missed for me. I thought the actors did a good job. I just don't think that they have a script to support them. Like, and the directing was actually not bad. I don't really like the color grading. It was kind of the same color grading as Mortal Kombat. And I'm not a huge fan of that color grading, but it wasn't like terrible. And, you know, editing it was fine. Like, it was serviceable. So like,
Mortal Kombat Aftermath, right?
no, Mortal Kombat, the
Annihilation, right?
movie.
The new
Oh.
movie, you weirdo.
But like, I don't know, there's just something, it felt like it tried to be a superhero origin movie, and it just didn't land for me. I don't know.
G.I. Joe is just like not the character right now to bring back. Like,
I don't think
they've never been the character to bring back.
the thing with it is I don't think this is a bad idea for a film, because like there are seeds in this film where I'm like, no, this could be something really good. Like, you know, you focus on the fighting arena thing and maybe like flesh out a little more story for him and make him like realize, oh no, I just shouldn't, like, I've wanted this for so long. Instead, I should be like make the breaking point for him when he finds out it's a terrorist organization.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he finds out it's a terrorist organization and he's like, oh, I
It still
shouldn't be
goes with
doing
it.
this. But then they give him the dice and he's like, nah, I'm gonna do this. Like, bro.
Yeah. I feel like origin movies always have this problem where it's like, okay, we have a 2-hour movie and this is an origin story. We need to get him from nothing to everything he is in the first movie. And that's not the point.
Yeah.
Like why like you don't like
Tell a good
this
story.
it's not a good story. It's like if half of this movie should have been dedicated more to just Snake Eyes by himself, maybe joining the Yakuza or something like that, and then
Mhm.
going to the it's just so much happens for these for him to become, and like it's also rushed. Like the challenges that should be like the biggest part of the movie in my
I know.
opinion.
That's
and
I
it's
kept thinking that
completely
the whole
rushed.
time. I was like, I wish they would focus on the challenges. Like I wish they made that the thing.
Yes,
Mhm.
that would have been so much. It would have been like there was so much heart there, and then they were just like he's running in the woods, and you don't even know what the challenges are. Like, what are the challenges? I
Yeah.
mean, like the first and the third one, but if you asked me what the second challenge was, I couldn't tell you. To run through the woods, in the
Exactly.
darkness, like
I can't remember what
that's
the
like how he
second one was.
becomes.
The second one was the blind master gave him the light and he followed it and he just
Oh, that's right. That's right.
relived a memory and that was
Oh,
it.
yeah.
That's
Oh.
not a challenge though. I'm so confused. Like I
Also,
wish
give
it
me
was like a
that one.
tournament or something. I don't know. Like God. See, I feel like there's scenes like that. Like the bull, when the bull thing was happening, I was like, this is actually a pretty cool part of the movie. I kind of like this. Like
Yeah.
what they're doing with this. Where he thinks,
He's
oh, it's not
learning.
about
He's being
ego.
a better person. Maybe you like that part of the movie where Snake Eyes is becoming a better person,
Yeah.
Can
yes.
you eat your microphone,
and then
please?
he
I don't-
doesn't
I-
become a
I
better
don't-
person at the end.
I don't.
But Kirby, you said you liked the little seeds of like them planning the other GI Joe stuff.
Yeah, no, like I mean, I could see what they
Scarlet.
tried to do with it,
That was
right?
cute. I like that. Yeah,
Like
I like
they're
Scarlet, actually.
they're trying to start their own universe. They're like I could see them doing like doing the other origin movies and like the GI Joe one as like the Avengers more or less, right?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't a big fan of them, like the Scarlet stuff. I don't know.
I wasn't
Just
either.
I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
I
And
didn't
think
dislike her more than I
I
thought
didn't
would.
like. Oh no, not her characters. Just like
Yeah.
what that whole like shtick was.
Yeah.
Especially the scenes where like it's clear that we're meant to be like, holy shit, this is like a semi cool team up moment. But like the girl walks toward. They all walk in a line together and line up.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, why are the guards letting her walk freely? This is Scarlet, and she just audibly said, "Should we team up for this one time?"
I
I
know
was like-
exactly what you're talking about.
I was like, "Bro, what is happening right now?
Mhm.
Why?" And then they do the same thing with the other Sitside dude. Like they just all happen to be in the same place, and they're like,
That was
"Yeah, we're
the
cool."
stupidest thing I've ever seen.
And
That
we're
one.
walking like
They're
there's
all
5 of
walking
us
from
in a
the
row.
building.
We're not
Yeah,
gonna
it-
mess up all these guys. Like I was like, it wasn't delivered in a way that I was like, oh, this feels so cool. It was delivered in a way where I thought about it and I was like, this is kind of cringy. Like this doesn't really make sense for this moment.
And nothing takes away from a movie more than when you take away the consequence. Like the consequence. What is it? The tension or like the consequences for the main characters, because this dude is walking around vaporizing the entire village with his
Stakes.
mind, and then he has all 10 of his enemies standing right there, and he does
Yes!
nothing.
Yes,
Does nothing.
exactly. That's all I kept thinking was why doesn't he just obliterate all of them right on the spot right now? Because
he
they're all
could.
in a line. Like,
There's
bro.
no like he needs to, like, he gets tired the more he uses it. There's nothing to tell us that he couldn't do it.
It's just so ridiculous. So ridiculous. So I don't know, Kirby. I thought that was cool that they were planting the seeds, but I didn't think that they used them to the best of their ability. It just wasn't for me personally. What would you say your favorite part was, Tanner?
I think it was. I'm sure if I thought about it more, I could think of a better one. But I like with the first snake pit scene when he's getting, like, that's some of the best acting in the movie is from these snakes, dude. Like whoever
The
animated
snake, the CGI giant anaconda snakes.
yeah, they have like some emotion behind those eyes. Like I liked it. They were like reading his soul, and I like his little smirk when he just realizes that he's like definitely not pure at heart. He just that That is so funny, but that was like a good character moment, like where he's just like, he's cool. Yeah.
This just popped into my mind. Sorry, I know we're on favorite parts, but I always do this. Do you guys think that the like romantic relationship that they were setting up was forced at all, or was that?
Oh
just me?
yeah, oh yeah, that was
Who
forced.
was it again? Oh, between Snake
It,
Eyes.
it was with like
Oh,
the
yeah.
handmaiden or something.
I was like, no, it was the between the security head of security girl, but I was like, why the handmaiden Kirby? Now that is
really
bad
bad.
bias. If I've ever heard.
No,
I
did.
As far as bias goes, that was up there, Kirby. That was
I
terrible.
thought you were just gonna.
Horrid.
Oh, she's a woman. Must be the handmaiden.
I thought you were just gonna blow past that real quick, and now
I
thought
was hoping
I couldn't let it slip because then I realized how terrible I'd be because I was complicit in listening to you say that. No, but
All right, not handmaiden. Like I couldn't remember what she
Head of
was.
security.
I couldn't remember that. Okay,
the
Like,
girl who folds our
I was
main
gonna
character
say
like 4 times.
I was gonna
in
say
the movie.
like butler or something, but I couldn't remember.
Cut it, Kirby.
Okay.
cut it.
I was going to say slave.
I thought that relationship was really forced. Like she goes from being like, oh, like I can't trust you like at all. Like what's an outsider doing here to like, oh, maybe I have like romantic feelings for this mysterious guy. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you
It's-
have
yeah.
romantic feelings for him? You just thought he was a threat to your whole city.
And
And now
still
you're
do.
And now you're like trusting him more than anybody else, more than the dude who's like, no, we should kill him. He betrayed us, who you've known all your life. There's just so many holes. But Kirby, what was your favorite part?
Do I have to have one?
You don't have to. Was it really the
There-
credits?
there's nothing that stood out in the film.
Bro goes the
Ooh.
credits.
Actually, hold on. I'd like to change my favorite moment.
What is it?
At least second favorite moment. When he starts rolling the. I think it's really poorly set up, and they could have set it up a little longer. When he starts rolling the dice and he realizes that they're weighted.
That's what
that
I
his
was
dad
going to say
always
is
gonna
mine.
die. Oh, okay.
Because I thought that
Because-
scene was actually pretty well delivered. And while I was watching it, I was like, this is actually a pretty cool little like take. I like what they're doing. But then it has like almost, I mean, there's some dramatic weight when he makes the dude roll the dice again.
Yeah.
But like I didn't feel like it was enough of a shock. Like I feel like that should have been like more of like what the
Yeah.
fuck? They
And
were
also,
just there to
he
kill
was
him.
just like randomly rolling the dice. Like they didn't. He was just sitting in his room. I don't know. Like why
Yeah.
they do this.
Yeah, I wish there had been a little more dramatic weight to that. Like he was like, no, they were literally just there to kill them, and he didn't ever ask why.
Yeah.
That bothered me. He never asked why were they there to kill him.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just,
You'll find that out in Snake Eyes 2 or some shit.
we already know why, because he was the head of the GI Joe thing or whatever. They said it like directly at the end of the movie.
I don't even remember.
I
really
but
don't.
what do you guys think about potential sequels? Where do you think it'll go?
Mm.
If this movie gets off the ground,
I don't
they're
think
going to
it's
try.
I don't think it's going to.
You don't think so?
Yeah, it's made
God.
like 17 million this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Gosh,
Opening
God.
weekend, it made 17 million,
Oh, that's tough.
and I would say that's I could. What do you guys see for sequels or like other franchise potential?
I would like to see just more Storm Shadow. He was the best part of this movie. Best
Yeah, he
actor.
was pretty good.
Like I said, they're going to try to do like an Avengers type thing. You know,
I definitely
have different origins of the different characters, and then have the G.I. Joe meetup movie, Avengers level event movie.
Do you think they can warrant that?
Why not?
Do you think they can look at the box office and be like, no, this deserves to have like other movie, like other spinoffs?
I think so.
Like
I
Iron
think
Man
this-
didn't
I-
blow the door open, but it made like $400
No,
million.
yeah. I think this movie is just good enough to get a potential sequel, but just bad enough to warrant that.
I don't think it's going to make enough money, if I'm honest. I don't think we're going to see a sequel
kind
to
of
this
wish
movie.
it would. I kind of wish it would.
Really? You want to see a sequel?
I just want to see him do it better. I want to give him another chance.
I want to see. I mean, the story that they set up isn't terrible, where he's like going to find Storm Shadow or whatever. Honestly, this movie, there was no. it's not like I watched this movie and I was like, oh, I want to see the story continue. Like, honestly, if they were like, this is it, like, we just didn't make enough money to warrant a sequel, I would be like, okay, like I could live with it, which
This
is
movie
weird.
by itself, yeah.
I mean, it's no Space Slam, that's for damn sure.
Space Slam.
Like,
Oh God, that thing. No,
it would be
I
the
don't-
greatest
I don't-
sequel ever made.
I don't fucking need that. I don't need John Cena, whoever the fuck, and
After Dwayne
WWE
Johnson
coming
does Space
in.
Slam, he does the next fucking G.I. Joe.
No.
Yes.
I don't
I
need
just-
that.
I'm sad. Like, I'm disappointed I didn't like it. I really wanted to. But yeah, no,
If this movie had no G.I. Joe background, if it like had no nostalgia or anything related to something that already exists, this movie would be garbage. Let's at least agree to that.
I don't even
Tanner
think
with
with the
the-
G.I. Joe. I think you're giving it. Oh no, I don't want to be mean.
Tanner with the hot takes over here.
Did you guys get Henry Golding's message before? He's like, we poured
Yeah.
our blood,
Yeah,
sweat,
yeah.
and tears into this film. And I was like,
Bullshit, you did.
No, he actually did hard. He did.
I thought he did a good job, Kirby. I thought the actors all did a good job. I just don't think they had a script to back them.
And he did a lot of his stunts. I think he did like all of them. Like everything that wasn't like jumping off buildings and stuff, he did them.
They look good. Like the action was fun.
And I actually heard the action was better, and the editing team ruined it. So it's probably
Really?
even better than we saw. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I just wasn't blown away. But you guys don't really have any suggestions besides what they gave us for sequels?
No, let's
This
just see if
movie,
they can do it
this
better.
movie should have never been made.
Kirby, say that like
They need-
every movie
they-
we've
they-
done.
They need to make Cobra bigger so I can feel better for Henry Golding. Kill them all.
They need to kill off Snake Eyes and make Storm Shadow Snake Eyes, then I'll be happy.
They need
All
to
right, Kirby.
open with London exploding.
That's the only way to end these movies. And then not address it. Don't
and then
address
just
it.
don't, and then award the heroes afterwards.
All right, Kirby, where can people reach out and find you on social media?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Curbs McGurbs. You'll find me. Yeah.
And when you're not training for the Olympics, Tanner, where can people find you?
In the Walmart, the section where you put the carts away, the place where you put the carts.
The buggy station.
Yeah, the buggy station at the
Okay.
Walmart Center. Yeah.
So can I ask what you're gonna compete in this next week?
Hide and seek. That's what he always does.
Okay. Well. So are you hiding or are you seeking? Which one are you doing?
He's in Tokyo right now. He's a seeker.
Okay.
You don't watch his career?
Listen.
Don't
It's
follow.
I've been a busy man. Okay. I've been.
You can check out his career at Tanner Pieper on Instagram. One
Yeah.
word.
Tanner.
One word.
I'm gonna be looking for updates on this seeker business.
All right.
All right, everybody. That will conclude our show. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and leave a like. It really, really helps us out. We, of course, will be back in a couple of weeks to talk about The Suicide Squad, James Gunn's new movie following Guardians 2. I think we're pretty excited about that. I think we can all agree that this movie definitely melted our minds, but definitely not in a positive way. And like I said, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.